Okay, 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 okay. It's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. Oh my god, let's go. Yes. Can't believe it. It's actually working. Yatta. Alright then. Oh my god, never mind. Ugh. Man, I got so excited when it said it was working. Man. On a scale of yes to no, will I have to get rid of my model? Man, look, like this is, I love potato laptops. This is fun. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. YouTube. Okay. So, how do we go about this? This is an issue. I'm not sure how to go about this. Predicament. One moment. Let's see. I'm not sure how if it's getting any better or not, but I'll try removing hopes that reduces the lag or something, because it does not want to send enough frames, so it might be one of my Wi-Fi's issue. I wouldn't doubt that it's my Wi-Fi issue, but well, still not receiving enough packages to run. Okay. That is not indeed helping. Still not working? Well, please bear with me. Man. Because last time it's somewhat fixed, but okay, wait, is it working now? Alright. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys at least hear me? Not sure. Let's see, if you could at least see my mouse moving, then if not, might have to troubleshoot some more. If you can, then if it's not running at like 1 frame per second, then we can probably like move on and try to play through the game. Yeah, so let's hope that this works. If it's not working, then I'm not sure how to change it to make it work. But CPU 60, yes. Let's says it's working fine. Okay, you guys can at least hear my voice. Not sure about the frames though, why that's not working. Sorry for stalling so much, I really don't want this to be cool. Okay, wait, yeah, you can see it at least, Alright. Okay, let's get started then. That should be fine. I've always had a decent internal clock, but it's a new record for me just to get accustomed to a new sleeping schedule in just one day. Especially with this fully grown lump on my scalp. I move an arm from my sheets and feel my head. Yup, that's bruised real good. Could be worse though. Alright, time to get up. I slump out of bed and yawn, stretching my arms and cracking my spine a bit. My new room is pretty nice. Quite spacious even, with all these still sealed boxes. I brush my hand over one of them, the one with my other clothes. I'll get around to opening them at some point. Right now though, it's time for breakfast. I shuffle downstairs into the heart of the house. The morning sunbeam shining through my window draws my eyes to look out to the new neighborhood. Oops. The driveway is empty. Looks like my parents are already gone for the day. No surprise there, really. It's all they ever focus on. Alright. A shiver runs up my spine as my feet step into the icy tiles of the kitchen. My eyes are drawn to some taped up boxes that are still scattered around the counters. There's a familiar sticky note on the fridge, and I don't even have to read it to know what it says. At this point, Mom's just wasting paper. The least she could do is reuse the same note and make small addendums to it. I snag a plate from the nearest drawer and open up the freezer. No fresh produce to be seen, but there's still the mostly full box of breakfast burritos. Yeah, I've been trying to appreciate ethnic culture more. Plate loaded with a couple of minuscule flour-wrapped meals, I set the microwave and wait for burritos to hopefully not explode or burn inside. While I wait though, I check my phone. I scan over my newsfeed and check out some people I'm subscribed to, hoping there's something to watch during my meal. Unfortunately, nobody posts videos or streams this early in the morning. Guess I'll watch a suggested video then. I prop my phone up and clicked on something random. Ding! At the ding of the microwave, I retrieve my breakfast, carrying it carefully so I don't burn my hands on the bottom of the plate. I give the first burrito a test bite and... ugh, the inside is still cool. I don't want to stick it back in though. The tortilla would have just become a brick by then. I shrug it off, continue chewing, and watch my phone. Top of the morning, folks! By the time the video ends, I finished the last of my half-thawed burritos. Pocketing my phone, I slip the plate into the sink and head out for the day. This time, I'm at least getting through the day. Today, survival. Tomorrow, thrival. I'll work on it. On the metro again, I take a little more time to check out my surroundings. The sun shines through the window across from my normal seat. There's this one chick that was there yesterday, probably on her way to work. Probably a set routine for her at this point. She always does a little bit of makeup first, then checks her phone for the rest of the way. When the sun shines through the window, it highlights her hair in a really neat way. Like a movie poster, almost. I'd take a picture, but it might be a little too awkward for me. Also, everything's disappeared. Why is it so dark? How's St. Hammer treating you so far, Mr. Nito? A voice so deep I feel it reverberate in my bones, call from above. Ooh. I'm taken aback by his authoritative stature. His head is nearly grazing the top of the passage car. How did he even get in here? Oh, it's been great so far, Mr. Ferris. He offers out his hand for a handshake, though his palm alone smothers my entire hand. How did you know my name? You're clearly going to school. The nearest one is St. Hamid, and I'm already aware of it, if you don't mind my profile. Whoa, you got all that just from looking at me? I'm partially joking. Your full name is printed on your backpack. You know that's dangerous, right? Whoopsie. Yep, that's me, alright. But please. I know it's only been a few days since the year has started, but I'd like to hear your opinion so far. Is this a questionnaire or something? Not exactly, but it is some importance to an assignment of mine. What does that mean? Oh, what am I being secretive for? I'm here to audit your school, see the teachers, know the students, make sure it's a proper place for learning. I wish it were something so worth being so secretive about. More often than not, it's just paperwork and office politics. Oh, alright then. My thoughts on the school so far? I considered telling him about his teacher nailing me to the dodgeball to make a point. Nah, I'm over it. Well, the classes that I have are great, and the teachers I have are a dynamic bunch. He thumbs the inside of his coat pocket for his pen, but he decides he doesn't need it yet. I see. Any favorites? I mean, I don't like to have favorites, but all the staff seem pretty lively. Ferris lets out a heavy, rumbling chuckle. That's certainly good to hear. And what of your fellow students? Made any friends? It's been a bit of a struggle, but it's always been that way for me. Oh shit, oopsies. It's been a bit of a struggle, but it's always been that way for me since my folks move around a lot. I think I'm doing pretty good this time around. What do you think that is? I think it's the jacket. The jacket? I give my lapel a quick tug and for extra style points. The Coastline Cotton Nylon Bomber number 32. Part of the latest catalog by A&F. I see. Does he need to lean so close to inspect it? If the carriage rocks in any way, he'll probably turn me into a piece of modern art against the window. And that's really what the youth are into these days? Hey, the rules let's speak for themselves. Whatever he's thinking about, it's got nothing to do with his work. I think I have a pretty good idea of what it could be, though. Mr. Ferris? Do you got no swag? Huh? Well, I guess that probably answers it. I admit to being a little gray. I'm aware I'm not exactly with it anymore. Well, even the older generations can dress to impress. You just have to see what people today like to wear. I'm certainly willing to listen to the youth of today, yes. It is somewhat important to know my job It is somewhat important to my job to know how the student body thinks. And my niece often suggests dressing more relaxed, whatever that means. Does she ever see you in casuals clothes? I'm wearing them now. I can save him. The rest of the trip was quick, but we continued to talk about trends. When we arrive at my stop, he attempts to give me his business card. For someone whose mere presence could stop a flight, he seems like a genuinely nice fellow. I look forward to talking to him again. Oh god, those burritos were a mistake. My stomach is rolling after the warm-ups. Alright, maggots, today we'll be working on your cardiovascular system. I forgot what voice I gave him. Oops. By that, I mean a good old-fashioned mile run. I want everyone out in the track field yesterday. I noticed Damien's mouth open as soon as Coach Saul yells the words. And no, Damien, that doesn't mean I want you to time travel. Unless, of course, you mean running so fast you hit 88 miles an hour. And just as quickly, Damien shuts his mouth again and shoots Solly a thumbs up. Solly's only reply is to let out a snort. Double time it now, cupcakes. There's no hesitation for me this time, and I follow the rest of the class to do to do the run Solly wanted. As expected, I rapidly fell behind the pack. Hey, Ingo, nice of you to drop by. How are you doing? Damien? What are you doing back here? Keeping my new buddy company, of course. What are you doing? Trying not to vomit? You're doing great then. Thanks, I guess. Shouldn't you be at the very front of the pack, though? Next to Mia? Nah, man, not her. Mia? You know, the one who knocked you out yesterday? A brief flashback reminds me of the red Pasaurus. Her. By the way, glad to see you doing way better today. You're even up and running. Yeah, glad I didn't wind up with permanent brain damage. Hey, question. What happened yesterday normal around here? Well, Mia's a wild one, that's for sure. Best not to mess with her, unless you're into those kind of chicks. Well, in that case, be my guest. As for Sully, yeah, he's always like that. You'll get used to it though. He ain't a bad guy once he warms up to you. If you say so. Hey, don't worry, man. You're gonna fit right in no time. Flat. In no time flat. In fact, you should sit with us at lunch. That way we can give you a proper welcome and stuff. Lunch? I mean... Ingo, Damien, don't fall behind. Sully's voice stops me from my mini spitor and makes me realize just how far behind Damien I fell behind the rest of the class. Whoops, better catch up before the others before Sully brings out the punitive measure. Excuse me, the what? You don't want to find out, brother? Trust me. What? Come on, dude, let's chat. Before I can say another word, Damien gets behind me and starts pushing me forward, forcing my legs to move faster than they ever should have. I have to struggle to not trip over myself, but somehow I managed to keep up with the pace Damien was forcing my whole body to maintain. Oof. Ugh. 5 minutes and 3 more laps later, I fall flat on my ass. My heart beating so fast and lungs burning so fiercely that every breath feels like sandpaper scraping against my throat. Regardless of that, I finished the jog. Good job, maggots. Keep this up and you'll be soldiers yet. Sully turns to me, and with a slight grin, shoots me a thumbs up. Okay, that's all for today. Hit the lockers, cupcakes. Damien helps me back up, and I join the rest of the male students as we head to the locker room. We talk a bit more about our interests and other school matters on the way, Damien filling me in a bit on St. Tammant's history during the 3 years he'd been in attendance. By a bit of luck, our lockers aren't far apart from one another, but our conversation isn't a real possibility considering all the other ones going in the relatively cramped locker rooms. There really isn't much more time to chat before the bell rings for our next class switch. I wave goodbye to Damien and start looking for my next class. Don't forget, lunch with the buds! I nod in reply as I turn around and head down the halls to my next class. Making my way down the hall, I take notice of the surroundings. Though everything about the school seemed pretty normal. There are some key modifications that made to better suit the majority of the student body. Mainly water fountains that settle a good 10 or more feet above me. Overall, nothing crazy special. This next class, I'm sort of looking forward to it. AP Art Design. The class looks like it's in a studio on the second floor. Part of the school here is built to be both inside and outside, with open ceilings and walls here and there. Since it's also the art wing, display pictures are coated in hydrophobic layers and frame. Although it's the start of the year and the halls are freshly cleared, waiting to be filled in as the semesters pass. Of course, there's no shortage of drains. In this hall in particular, this hall in particular is displayed prominently in the school's advertising material, for a good reason. The carefully and expertly built dynamic between the surrounding nature, the school, and even the building materials themselves is nothing less than mystical. I can already feel the creative juices flowing. Soon enough, I'm standing just outside the door to my next class. Much like the school wall outside, it's decorated in various colors and patterns, like each corner painted and tagged by different students. Each corner painted and tagged by different students. I barely step foot inside before the bell rings. Since I was last one in, all but one of the other seats are taken. It's pretty close to the front. While many of the students look well prepared, some are clearly ready to fall asleep within the next few minutes. Then there's the teacher. He's standing up by the board, waiting for me to finish looking around and take a seat. Since he isn't urging me to look for a seat, he must be used to new students taking it all in. That must be the art teacher. Somehow he looks young and old at the same time. Well, I don't want to hold up class for too long. Trying not to take the teacher's hospitality for granted, I take the seat closest to me in the front row. Even with me sitting down, the art teacher still continues to idle, instead staring at the seated students with a hazy stare. No one seems to be paying attention to him, save for a few people here and there. A few students are whispering something behind me. Where was he yesterday? I am not complaining about less work. Yeah, but on the first day? So in a way it's the teacher's first day as well. So I didn't miss anything in this class. That's pretty cool, actually. Wham. This teacher slams the front of his desk with both fists, the sound echoing through the room. It's a signal for all the auxiliary conversation to cease, and the class obeys. Despite the sudden furniture abuse, the teacher doesn't look agitated. Rather, he's got a massive grin on his face. The phrase "winning smile" comes to mind. Right then! The pale pterodactyl holds out what looks to be a metal tray on a stick. Good morning, class! Thank you, Raptor Jesus, for forcing me to wear prescription shades. My classmates are all wincing in pain and wiping their eyes. And welcome to AP Art Design. He holds up the stick haphazardly. This is a flash pen. We saw it at the antique store yesterday. Thought it'd be a good introduction. It's not important. Worthless, actually. Oh god. The class winces as the stick is chucked into the garbage bin and chatters. Excuse my absence yesterday. I had matters to take care of elsewhere. My name is Mr. Yadakin. Within a blink of an eye, the teacher has replaced the sun on a stick with a fancy marker and managed to scrawl his name across the board in the finest show of calligraphy. And I shall be your guide as we explore the expanse of the creative world. Let's not dilly-dally then, shall we? For a teacher, he's very animated. This first week, we'll be going in depth on the history of fundamentals of art, perhaps a little trial by fire as well, to get your creative juices flowing. There are murmurs from my classmates, but I pay them no mind. In fact, the prospect of doing some creative work to create something that I could possibly show off. For a brief moment, I pictured my own name on a place card on a placard in the hallway outside the principal's office. For now, though, I'd like you all to open your books to page 3. Write my book. Wait, what book? Wait. Looking around, I see that everyone has a novel-sized hardcover book open. Oh, they must have gotten them yesterday. Now then, class, we'll be starting with the... Hesitantly, I waved my hand. Mr. Yadakin, sir? I, don't have a book yet. You don't have... How? The substitute passed them all out yesterday. Oh. His eye flickered for a second as he connects some internal dots. Word on the street is that some new kid got concussed so hard he had to leave early. Did the street at least mention that I was doing well before that? Oh, of course not. You're Mr. Nito, then? Yes, sir. Given the circumstances, I'll let it slide. For now, why don't you share one with one of your classmates? After class, I'll write you a note and you can give it to the librarian. Thank you, sir. I kind of regret being so late because the only person I can realistically share with this is the person to my side. Oh, hey. Wait a minute. Wasn't she the one speeding through the hallway yesterday? Just like back then, I feel her gaze, piercing cold, as if she's not even seeing me next to her. Would it be okay to share the book? It will only be for today. Instead of a verbal response, she let out a defeated groan, like I just spit in her cereal. Then she huddles back over to her page. Well, gee, sorry I asked. It's only the first real day. Maybe I won't need it. Olivia, come on. Share with him this one time. I already told him I'd personally resolve the issue. Just help me out here, alright? She responds by making a show of sighing deeply while rolling her head back and around. Ordinarily, there'd be a groan to go with this gesture, but she remains silent. Her head hangs low in defeat, and she nudges the book a few centimeters closer to me. Thanks? I slide my own desk closer to her, just enough that I can read the page. While our teacher orates the page as if reading from Death of a Hunter, I follow along while simultaneously trying to capture anything that stands out into my notebook. A lot more difficult than expected, as Mr. Yadakin seemed to put emphasis on every word he spoke. I feel like I was just copying the page wholesale. My eyes turned to the book and from the book to the girl's notes and scratch, scratch, scratch. There's some very murderous looking claws on her fingertips. For a split second, I see them retract. She wipes her fingernails on a small hand tower and the claws extended again into a bright red puddle on her desk. A singular red-coated colored claws pressed onto her paper for a moment, then quickly tugged and twirled and twisted, leaving behind bright red cursive sentence on this page. Cool. The silver irises flicked my way once more. What? What you're doing? That looks pretty cool. A hint of red creeps across the girl's cheeks. She looks back at the book and hunches her shoulders high as she humanely, dinily can. Huh? Now she's leaning over her notes too, using the book as extra protection for the pages. I should be focusing on my own notes. Yeah. An impossible task now, as colorful calligraphy next to me has piqued my interest. A quill talon continuously and delicately etch notes into the page. And it only leaves the page to dip into what looks like a tiny paint palette at the edge of the desk. The claws extend again, and now there's faint rumbling. Grrr. Hey. I hadn't meant to get caught up in it. Sorry, I wait for her to give me a name. She doesn't. She simply returns her focus to the book between us. I wonder what her deal is. Either case, I turn my attention back to class, hoping I can make up for the lost time. It's hard to ignore the Gator girl, though. Especially with those icy gray eyes of hers feel like icicles poised and stabbed through me. Hey, wait a second. Those hand motions. She's not writing anything now. She's drawing. Well, it's none of my business, but I am rather curious. I make a show of leaning back to Young, and then I could see is... Whoa, it's a calligraphic doodle of me. There's no mistaking it. That's my jacket and sunglasses. That's pretty cool. No one's ever really drawn me before. Well, there were those others on the first day of school, but that's different. They weren't using their own claws or ink. Man, I can't wait. I gotta ask for a closer look. Hey. Your picture is super cool. Can I see it? Okay. She glares at me, but slowly brings out the she was doodling on. With the paper visible, I could barely make out the line work is sharp, each stroke an organic curve that, when combined, formed what had to be me. Even with my glasses. It even had my glasses in the negative space of the head. Though, what was with that multiple swirly lines coming out of my drawing's head? Dude, this is great. She rolls her eyes and starts retracting the page. Can I take a picture of it? A pause. Why? Nobody's ever done something like that for me. I wouldn't remember it. She passes the paper to me. It's yours. Oh, really? Thanks. Don't mention it. But don't. She's nice. After a grueling period made worse by my own anxiety, the bell rings and sets us free. Finally, freedom at last. Just stay a minute longer, Inko. I get some sideways glances from the other students as they leave. No doubt suspecting I'm a teacher's pet already. With a few strokes from his pen, Yadakin hands me a note. Just show this to the librarian and she'll hand you your books. On your way now. A quick trip to the library earns me my missing books. I even got a fancy laminated library card. Yadakin's instruction to his class certainly had me excited for photography next. Next up, though, lunch. Can't take pictures on an empty stomach. Between my lackluster breakfast in class, I'm starving. Despite my hunger, though, I'm stopped dead in my tracks as I look around the cafeteria for a place to sit. The whole place is overtaken by lawless anarchy. I've never seen a riot this intense. A few students have crawled halfway up the wall, hanging by the decorative blinds. Food flies everywhere, utilized as ammunition rather than sustenance. And yet, the security guard by the door isn't moving. Is it secure? I started to think what would be bad enough to warrant him to take action. I've never seen anything like this in any of my old schools, but more importantly, all the cliques have already formed from the previous day. I missed my chance to sit with anyone. Wait, it's only the second day. Why am I acting as though it's too late for anything? Yo, Nico! I'm shoulder-checked from behind, though it feels like an oversized fist or undersized boulder. If I wasn't already by a wall, that would have either sent me sprawling or made into roadkill. When I turned about, I met with Damien's toothy grin. Ah, what? What, already forgotten about me? You don't go anywhere to be, right? You don't got anywhere to go. You don't got anywhere to be, right? Oh, yeah. You stuttered. Come on, we're going somewhere else. We're going somewhere. Me as well, right? Damien excitedly motions at me to follow through the traffic of students going in and out of the room. Peering into the crowd, waving me over, and disappearing again like he's outrunning something. It's a good thing I hadn't gotten my own lunch yet. I'd be dumped onto the ground about 3 elbows and a stop ago. Through the clamoring, I hear something about a turf war starting with the moon, and the megalodons will continue to grow. Somewhere mixed in is the undeniable sound of a steel chair clattering to the ground. This place is an actual war zone. How on earth is Damien able to beat through this guy so easily? Eventually, he leads me to the far corner of the room, and to his usual lunch table. Hey, you're alive. I think one of my ribs is cracked. That's just the school spirit you're feeling. Ugh. I feel less like a person and more like a well-used punching bag. I finished stretching my wounded back and actually checked the table. It's basically empty. There's only one other person here. The Gator girl gives me an unamused raised eyebrow. Hey, you. Oh, snap, you know Olivia? Olivia, right, yeah. The one and only. Why didn't you tell me you met already? Because I only sort of did. We're in the same class. Ah, okay, I get it now. Still, that sounds awesome. All my lunch buddies are artists. Oh yeah, there's usually a third in our group, but she's out screwing around in school business. She'll probably be back tomorrow. Student council stuff can't take that long, right? What's she need in the school council? With the school council? Oh, she doesn't need anything with the student council. She's in it. She's the treasurer. The treasurer? Something like that. Something like that. What do you think? What do you think, Olivia? Olivia just grunts in reply. She doesn't even bother to look up from her lunch tray. Aren't you an artist too, Damien? Nah, I don't got the patience to sit around for hours like that. So you're not taking advantage of the art programs here? Don't really need them. Home's just real close by. Only other artist here today is Olivia. His arm waves over Olivia as if you're presenting her at an auction or something. For her part, the Gator girl just grunts again. Well, what do you do then, Olivia? Finally, she looks up, turning an indifferent look my way. Did she say something? What was that? The ambient war noises are a bit too loud. I can't hear anything. Sorry, I can't hear anything you're saying over there. Don't sweat it, she's just a real quiet type. I paint! Jeez. Okay. Whoa, hey. Holy hell, her voice sounds so raspy, as if she'd never drunk a drop of water in her life. Guess I hadn't noticed before when she gave those one-syllable responses, but for someone's voice to be strained from a single shout? She furrows her brow and looks back down to her lunch. Oh snap, we've been standing around for a while. He sits back into his own seat and takes a huge bite of mystery steak. After the workout and poor breakfast today, I'm particularly famished now. But the line. All eyes look to where the lunch line should be, and it's become a full-blown riot. Someone's got a fire extinguisher trying to stop it. I probably should have waited for you to get yours. Whoops! Damien returns to his steak, rather aggressively. But who am I to question dino etiquette? And the act of using one's foot to anchor the food for tearing. Suddenly, the sound of squeaking rubber draws both our attentions towards Olivia. She's holding onto one of her wheels, having just skidded it across the granite floor. Oh, what's up? She tilts her head back towards the courtyard door behind us. It looks like there are a few vending machines out there. I guess I'll check them out. I leave the group behind to go try to get lunch. Not a fan of soda and chips for a meal, but enough for wartime survival. Hey, this thing accepts credit cards. Handy. I'm feeling like my favorite color is dry store brand soda. Pretending to be on a diet. Big chips. A huge fucking idiot. I'm getting the sports drink. A huge fucking idiot. I picked up a few other brands I recognize. Enough to tide me over the rest of the school day. I bend to pick up the bags from the dispenser slot and that green chick's looking at me. She notices me gazing at her and hunches over hurriedly. What's all that about? Right, making new friends. I buy a few extra sodas for the table. Carrying everything back in both arms, I place them on an empty spot, sliding a can of soda to Damien. He looks at me as if I just tossed him a gold bar. Whoa, dude! The Dillo boy's mouth opened wide as he chomps on the bottle of the can. His fangs pierce the metal, spraying its contents down his gullet. I toss some over to Olivia as well. She eyes it as though it were booby trapped before taking a bag of chips. Damien sighs happily as he chucks the shredded remains of his can away. Caffeine. What were we talking about before? Olivia's art. Right. She's really good, Inky. Like you wouldn't believe. Can he at least stick to the nickname? Really? Oh, totally. She's like won awards and stuff. She has? Can I see them? In fact, I could snap some glamour shots for you. No need, dude. I already got some pictures on my phone. No, I mean, hold on. I pick up my backpack from the floor, unzipping it and retrieving my beloved camera from it. I'm actually into photography. Dino Man reaches for the well-aged DSLR, and on instinct, I swat his hand away. Hey. Sorry, force of habit. What do you think, Olivia? She eyes me up and down with the same furrowed brow. Aren't you the guy that ate dirt in the gym yesterday? Yep, nope. I shoot Damien a quick, dirty glance before turning to look at Olivia. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. And it wasn't. And how does everyone seem to know about it? Damien looks aside sheepishly. I may have had a hand spreading the story around. I thought it was funny. Don't worry though, everyone has some embarrassing story. One time, I got my frill stuck in the bathroom stall. I didn't need to know that. It took him an hour to get it out. See, everybody's got something. Olivia pops the chip into her jaw, her face looking out nowhere as if Whoops. Damien leans close to me. One of his frills extends to hide from Olivia. Dude, I haven't seen her talk this much during lunch since last year. She said 3 things, and one of them was a grunt. Why the secrecy? It's like a secret meeting. This is cool. But yeah, this is something else. She's really warming up to you. I can tell. He sits back down properly. Honestly, this whole thing is a little creepy. She's probably not a bad person to talk to, but Damien isn't helping any. As eager as I am to make new friends this year, this is definitely not how I thought it would pan out. Maybe it's best I get through lunch quickly and quietly. At least I have a spot to sit during lunch, not like I have any other options. Ah, there you are. Go. A voice rings out to greet me, which catches our attention. I see a familiar, bespectacled face walk over to us with the lunch tray in his hand. Glad to see you made it through to lunch this time. Oh hey Ben, guessing you and Inky here already met? Introduced myself after I bumped into him the other day. Speaking of bumps, you should have seen Inky here yesterday. Damien lets out a cackle and slaps me on the back. Ben gives a concerned half smile. This must have been my eternal torment for the rest of the semester. Yeah, about yesterday. Ben looks down the aisle of chatting students and signals to someone with his head. Standing 10 feet away from us is an imposing-looking dinosaur girl with blonde hair, crimson scales, sporting a fiery red leather jacket. Ben motions her to come closer with a small, soft smile on his face and nod. She smiles back, though hers is noticeably strained. Okay, I'm here. She slowly makes her way over, and I notice how some of the students begin to quiet down as she passes them by. Whoa! Okay. Spiky. As she gets closer, her intense presence invades me. And even though we're about the same height, I feel like an ant about to get crushed under her boot. Somewhere in me, a synapse connects her face to me. Tasting bright red rubber yesterday, which I really wish I hadn't. Inko, Mia here has something to say to you. Mia stays silent, but strides the last couple steps to rigidly stand right in front of me. She sucks air through her teeth. Sorry. The corner of the lips girl start to rise. As the girl's lips start to rise. I didn't mean to knock your lights out. Behind her, I noticed Ben wincing. The girl lets out a laugh and lays an arm on my shoulder, her smile growing wide once more. She creeps along my face as her muzzle near my ear, especially with the puff of air blows into my right below. The heat is torn away though when I feel her fingers dig roughly into my shoulder. Her sharp hiss of a whisper scrapes my eardrums. That ball was me being nice, Baldy. Screw the class over again, and I'll end you. Oh. Screw the class over again, and I'll fucking end you. Nodding in understanding, Mia pushes away from me with a small cheer. See you all clear now, Benny boy. Mia, that's not quite. Ah, boo, you know who I am. Her eyes flutter as she looked his way. Yes, I know, but you promised you'd be nicer, I know, and I was. So, I'll be seeing you later tonight, Benny. Just like we promised. She waves us off collectively and backs into the crowd, vanishing before either one of us could fully process her words and actions. Damien nudges my side. Dude, I think she likes you. Ben sighs. Sorry about that, Inko. I heard earlier about what happened at PE and connected the dots. Mia comes off as rough around the edges, but she's actually really sweet. And I, talk to her about it later. More later. You and her. Yeah, since the start of high school. The class jock and nerd pairing. Sounds like you're living the dream. You know it. But yeah, I'm sorry about your first impression of her isn't ideal. It's fine, it was just dodgeball. Nothing, not like she was looking to do something. Yeah. Damien? Damien looks up from the rest of his meal, having selectively heard his name. Could you not spread rumors about your fellow classmates? No worries, Nico and I are cool. That still doesn't make it right. Sure, yes, sir, yes, yeah. He gives Ben a lazy salute. Ben merely sighs as he places his tray on the table and makes himself comfortable on the seat next to me. As he settles in, Ben adjusts my camera, still out on the table. Ooh, this is your camera, Inko? Huh? Oh yeah, I was showing it to Damien and Olivia. May I? I feel my instincts kick in for a moment, before remembering Ben also works with the camera. Sure, have a look. I watch Ben gingerly pick up my camera and gives it a thorough inspection. I must say, as far as standard DSLRs go, yours is of very good quality. It's nothing too special really, I just picked it up a while back. Well, you have a good taste in camera models. He hands me back my camera, to which I place back into my backpack. Thanks. With something like that, it'll be easy to take some great shots. Well, I do have a small collection in a portfolio device. A portfolio? Oh man, I just got mine a month ago. Bet you got like a dozen pieces to choose from for the New Year's art contest. The what? He missed that announcement. What announcement? The school has an annual art contest at the start of every new year. Winner gets a small cash prize, but the bigger prize is the fact that the winner's piece is submitted to a publication in a couple big-time magazines. Oh. She left. Whoa, that sounds awesome. Of course, that also means a lot of students plan ahead and work all summer for something to submit. Did you do anything for it, Ben? You know it. Well, good luck. Liz said she turned in the perfect piece yesterday. Okay, now I'm interested. Finally, a chance to show my real skill at something I'm good at. Hey, Olivia can help you out. With your shots in her art, you two could totally win. Right, Olivia? Yeah, she's not there. Olivia. We turned our heads to Olivia. Only to realize she is only to realize she's disappeared. When did she leave? Confused, I scan around the cafeteria. My eyes managed to spot her through the crowd of students. She's rolling away towards the cafeteria doors, and quickly. Just like that, I lose sight of her as fast as I had seen her. I turned to look at Damien and Ben. Damien not only looks puzzled, but also disappointed for some reason. Ben, meanwhile, well, he almost looks annoyed that Olivia left. Guess she hasn't changed. So it seems. The venomous sting to his words make me feel like there's more going on than I'm aware of. I decide not to pry into it, but instead... Oopsies. Well, I still want to try. You can upload your submission to the school website. Oh, then I'll need an account. You don't have one? Don't think so. They've told me they'll get that stuff by the end of the week. Sounds about right. Truthfully, it maybe takes 5 minutes at most to deal with that. Then why the wait? Nobody wants to deal with it. I guess I'll wait then. Ben scratches the side of his head. I think someone in Stuco could help you out, actually. It's the treasurer's duty day today. So that's where Liz ended up. I don't know any names, so maybe? Guess I'll go meet Liz sooner rather than later. I'll think I'll take care of that before lunch is over. Then, see you in class, Ben. Sure thing. Later, Damien. Deuces, man. Tell Liz I said hi. I grabbed some leftover snacks from the table in my backpack and head out to the cafeteria. Finally can show off my skills, show that I'm just as capable as anyone else here. I'm a capable artist. The computer lab is an offshoot room from our library. As for the library itself, aside from expected emphasis on anatomy drawing guides, and it's pretty standard. Not to brag, but school I was at for my freshman and junior years had a library with 2 floors. Probably should have read a thing or two with all those resources. I'm getting off topic. Computer lab is the focus. The calm tranquility of the library is overtaken by the organized sterility of the lab. 40 standard sets of computers and monitors line the walls, forming a pentagon around the desks reserved for the teacher in the middle. I remember them being organized differently in elementary school, but for a few years I've been seeing them in this formation. Sounds to me like someone got caught one too many times working on more risque art pieces. The monitors are all turned on, but only one's logged in. Weird, there's nobody here. Damien and Ben said Liz would be here though. Maybe she's in the bathroom? I'm not one to try and snoop around, but I'm really pressed for time here. On screen, I see PDFs and documents. They look finance related and fill with abbreviations and jargon I don't understand. Maybe I can figure out how to create my account on my own. No, don't do that. What are you doing? Ah! Haunted high school. I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, thank Christ. Just a dinosaur girl with an extremely long neck and not a specter. No, really, what were you doing with the fiscal workout report I was working on? I didn't do anything. I've been working on that all day. Why did he touch it? I didn't. I only minimized it, I swear. Right, I'm here for a reason. Are you Liz? The Brontosaurus fiercely reopens all her windows and for a while types out some information before acknowledging me again. Excuse me? Damien told me about you. I met Damien. He said I'd have to wait for you to sort out my login stuff. Damien mentioned me? Oh, you're the guy that got smeared into the ground in gym class yesterday. Yeah, I'm Liz. Whoa. Inko. But yeah, I'm new here, so I need an account. Not a problem at all. Oh, that's great. Liz sat down and cracks her knees as she starts typing away at the keyboard. That's some major neck scoliosis. Alright, I'll see if I can get that done for you. In a forcing display of spreadsheet and software experience, Liz navigates and organizes several documents in seconds. I've always had the general idea that there were a lot of shortcuts and commands, but yeesh! She's resourceful. So you're an artist too? Since you want to enter the contest so bad. Oh yeah, I'm a photographer. Yeah? How are you liking it here so far? Well, students here usually jump to asking about what they're graduating here for, so they can more easily form connections and collaborate. So excuse me, I might be going too fast. No, not at all. I'm a bit more at ease now that you just explained it. It's pretty good act. Although I feel bad for missing most of the first day. And it's not a big deal. Guess not. But truth be told, I see those paintings framed in the hallway by the principal's office, and it does put a bit of rain on my parade. Oh yeah, those, yeah, I get what you mean. I think it's like that by design, honestly. Something like breaking students' egos. And then you end up wanting to improve like crazy so you can reach your goals. At least that's what happened. Neck scoliosis. Planning on going to university and getting degrees in design and business. And that's just the start. I'm also starting to become an apprentice for art dealings, getting the right paintings for the right people. My tutors say I'm impressive enough. I should start enrolling for any and all of the important universities around the country I'd like. Wow. I mean, I'm also pretty well off myself, but it never occurred to me that I should be this ambitious. Thank you. What about you? I want to be an influencer, blogger, and create popular. I'm just gonna publish a photography. I don't know, but it's gonna be big. Well, it's something. At least more than a lot of people here. What do you mean? Like, half the school may as well just be in a daycare. Sorry if that sounds rude. We've got these school programs and even industry professionals coming in for lectures. But it's like some people here just because their friends happen to be in here too. No big plans, it seems. Yeah. But you mean like Damien? Yeah, I shouldn't have mentioned it. He's still cool though, don't get me wrong. Hope me talking about him to you like this doesn't come off as douchey. He's definitely the friendly type. He even partnered with me in gym class and dragged me to sit along with him at lunch. Is that so? Yeah, and he was really excited about it too. And then he introduced you to Olivia as well and tried to break the ice so she can come out of her shell. Yeah, how'd you know? Oh boy, I'm sorry about that, Inko. What, is Damien messing with me? No, Damien is great. Just maybe a little too eager. If he considers you a friend to him, he'll want you to be your friend too. Specifically, he'll want you to be Olivia's friend. What's wrong with that? Nothing at all. But you've seen Olivia. You could probably tell she's a bit unresponsive, doesn't really like to talk to anyone, not even Damien. So you could definitely try to be a friend, but just know that she'll most likely ignore you. You don't like Olivia? Well, no, I do. She's fine, I guess. I sit with her during lunch after all. And I'm sure you'll get along with us just fine. And hey, I'd love to see Olivia make a friend. Just don't get too invested trying to get her to warm up to you. Damien will always be down to hang though. I certainly don't mind. Just him and Olivia are not inseparable. If the deal turns you off, then it's not your fault either. there's history to that warning. Inseparable, so they're like girlfriend and boyfriend? No, they just like live in the same house. Oh. Damon's also incredibly patient and outgoing. I envy him. But yeah, he would like nothing more than everyone getting along. Like best buddies. Unless you're like Damien and you could be pleasant to brick wall forever, your time is better spent somewhere else. So, pretty serious, I think. Those nods. Something to keep in mind then. It's a struggle, but like Damien says, we gotta keep trying, right? Liz gives me a half-hearted smile, but she still seems sad about something. Anyways, stop talking off your ear and about private matters. You still want to get that submission turned in? She stops for a second on one tab, trying to scan for something. And got it. She motions her head back to the back of the room as the printer hums to life. I get up and get the paper. Both my username and password here are a string of numbers. Oops. I'll take a snapshot of the username and password so I won't have to remember it. Thanks. Anyways, just hurry. Lunch is ending soon. Right, according to time display monitor, and I've about 10 minutes left. I follow the instructions in the printout and finally get to the student hub website. And thankfully the art contest is displayed prominently against it. Clicking through a couple of links, I find the submission instructions. It's simply a matter of putting my entry details as the name of the file and dragging it into the school's shared drive. Plugging in my portable portfolio hard drive, I create a copy of my magnum opus. Then a quick rename, drag it here, and just in time. I take that extra minute to safely undock my hard drive and then log off the computer. Welcome back to Liz. She's completely wrapped up in her work. Don't think interrupting her is a good idea, especially after what she said about Olivia and our own time. I have to simply leave her be, heading out of the room and library for class. Alright, it's time for class. I've been looking forward to the most. The day is certainly turning out better than yesterday. Hope I didn't jinx it for myself. That's exactly what I was just thinking, like, ooh, bro just jinxed it. Anyways, I think I'll end it off here since, yeah, I'm gonna end it here. We'll pick it up from here later. And that's it. Well, that episode was pretty good. Didn't get through an entire day, but unlike the other day, but well, the last day was like cut short because he literally fainted in first period, so I guess it's understandable why we're like still only halfway through this second day today. Got to be introduced to the Gator that he Wani Hug. And she seems like a really cool character, honestly. Really looking forward to seeing how they get to know each other, because the title clearly implies that they at least get closer to each other than now, like at least becoming friends. And my brain is kind of dead right now, so I can't give up accurate